Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for another video, and this is a correction for me doing something really dumb. So I've actually finished this video already and had to redo it because I'm not excused from doing stupid shit, and I did stupid shit. So I had to rig. This is the third time I'm rigging this, and actually filmed each freaking time. And I thought I was being smart by splicing the first two videos, and only to realize that I screwed up. And here we go. Now we're correcting that screw up. So we are rigging the Tana Jig Aiya 185 short. Okay, there's a short version, there's a long version. This is the short version. So as you can see, we already have our split rings. And again, if you don't know, split rings sizing would be the same or close to the size of the eye right there. And we have that. We have two separate split rings here up front, and you'll see why in a second. For the hooks, we are using 3.5 oblique. Okay, 3.5 oblique. This is the JF27 light, jigger light from Owner, of course. One of my favorite hooks, actually. One hook has a 26 pound capacity. That's about 11.6, and that's plenty strong. We are going to be rigging two singles, and we're going to be rigging them kind of differently. So we will take two hooks from the pack, okay, and I'm going to show you how I size them. Just for this is actually on the smaller end of things. So if you see here, okay, you can see that I am putting it at the widest part of the jig, and you can see that it's actually sticking out a little bit right there, which is fine. A 4 would also work really well, but we're going with this now. We will cut. This is 200-pound test cord, and it is hollow, so we will cut this in half like so. Okay, now ideally what you want is to actually do this a bit longer, okay, and we will splice it. Now the thing that we will be doing kind of differently for this is the attachment, okay, and what we will do is splice them on small swivels. Okay, here we go. Let's show that, and you'll see why later. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take the end. If you don't know how to splice, it's nothing new. I'm gonna speed run through this because I'm out of time, and this is what we're releasing later, and we can't see crap, especially close up. So what we'll do is we'll install the peepers that actually show us a better view of things. I miss being able to see this close and this clear, and yeah, since we're older, it's been a plague. Alrighty, so we go close to half on this, and all you have to do is, again, just put your swivel. These are tiny swivels. These are power swivels, so they're tiny but they're very strong. I think this is like 130 pound, so it's not gonna break. Not gonna break. Fumbling fingers right there. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm starting to hate this thing. There we go. And take it to the end like so. And then what we do is just pull it. Okay. And see, If it goes like that, that's no problem, because one is, you need one to actually be longer than the other. Okay. And the other. Okay. We do the same thing. There we go. Again, tighten that as tight as you can. Boom. As you can see, that's that. And then, time to tie. Alright, so if you're new to this channel talks about the hows and whys of fishing. We cover everything from big game, ultralight, everything in the middle, including fly fishing. And today, I'm showing you how to rig the Tana Jig Aiya 185. And this jig's actually available in the US, so pretty cool. Okay, now a lot of measuring on this one, because as you know, we will be doing, this is the back, I think. We will be doing this with the additional length of the swivel, of course, and yeah, you don't want to mess that up. Okay, so that's a good length right there. And then, actually, you know what? Let's see. I've always struggled with single hooks. Sorry, I always struggle with shorter jigs. Longer jigs are a bit easier for me to tie. So measuring now, just so we know what we're up against. Right. Okay. Put that on there. Okay. Now, very important that you actually put a base of thread on this so that you kind of don't mess up. Okay. Now what I like to do is take it to the point of the hook and then cut the excess flush. Okay. There we go. I spiral. Okay. I put some surface area there. I don't want to actually put something there that would kind of have a smooth surface. Okay, so I don't put, basically I put grooves. That way, when you apply your glue, it's gonna keep everything in place, as opposed to putting something smooth there. Obviously, what's gonna happen is that it will slip because it's smooth. All right, so now we put now we put our super glue. Should be all right. You don't need much, and you put on the sides. Okay, so what happens is the glue actually gets absorbed by the material that you put on there, and you do a few wraps. Okay, at this point, when you're wrapping, you're actually forcing the glue in to the inside, and that helps it. Now if you zoom in, you will see exactly what's happening there. Okay, that's step one. Step two is you take your hair. It could be hair, it could be flash. I'm using hair because we don't need flash at that depth. So what I do is we will put this like that. The length would be about 1.5 the hook length, and I give it a bit of space there. I will tie this snug. Okay, and we go with the contour of our tie. So before I even finish this, I will cut this. I'll just take this back like so, cut it. Okay, that way there's gonna be a space there. Now we will cinch this all down, and I will explain exactly what we've done here in a bit. Okay, so now what you do is tidy everything up like so. Okay, make sure all the butts or the ends are secure. Okay, now take your glue, glue this again, use the sides again, always the sides. And what you want is for the glue to be absorbed by the whole thing. Okay, make sure that the back, the front, the sides, they all have glue. Again, if you have excess, all you have to do is just take a tissue and wipe the excess off, or just push like that, and the tissue will actually absorb all the excess. Now all you have to do is just fill in the gaps. If you've done it right, it would not be a complicated thing to do. Okay, so you just wrap that. Okay, don't panic, it happens. All you have to do when this happens is pull on the tag, wrap like so. Okay, and then continue wrapping. Now cut the tag here, bring it back so that you actually have it forward, and then wrap on the tags, on top of the tags, so that you secure them, and then cut as close as possible. Okay, here's a trick. You push your thread with your pinky, and then cut the excess there, or the tag end, as close as you can, and your main thread is actually out of the way. And this is proving to be a bit stubborn here. There we go, done deal. And then now back to the wrapping, and all you do is wrap through the gaps right there. Okay, I'm just making sure. I'm also looking at the monitor to see if there's gaps from your side, and I'm just going to, there we go, finish that off. Bring your thread over to the front like so, and then we have our finishing wrap. Okay, okay, and then take this off. Now again, before you do anything else, measure. So, and it appears we've screwed up again. Yay, buddy. And not so much. Yeah. Okay, so that is okay. Now we just have to adjust the front here. I'm just distributing everything with my fingers there. That's your back hook. Okay, that's your back hook, like so. Okay, dokie, put that aside. We're ready for our front hook right there. Now remember, you actually have to, if it's easier, just so that it makes it easier, install your back hook so that you could actually get a an idea. Now this is, I have to say, this is a bit more difficult than our usual way of doing things because of the addition of the swivel. So if you want to be precise, have this installed and basically put it against. Okay, now I'm just anal that way, but what I'll do is actually I will cut the tips so that they're equal. Okay, just like that. Alrighty. Still the same length pretty much, but I just wanted it to be cut equally. Okay, so it's like that, and our hooks should meet here without them tangling on each other. Okay, now I'm gonna bring you guys in. Okay, have that, and see this? We cut the excess, cut it short here. Okay, so I'll put it there, and then we measure and see exactly where this ends up. Okay, and boom, just like that. Actually perfect. Wow. Okay, now again we do the thread base. Now we're speed running through this because you know, if you're a follower of this channel, you would have seen this and gotten bored of this, doing it a lot. If you're new here, you'll find that I have a lot of rigging videos, but this is one of the more unique ones. Alright, so once again, okay, so you can see there, focus. Alright, so as you can see there, I put gaps. Alright, so it's your choice to put a bit of glue there. I don't have that kind of mood, so let's just put a bit of glue there. Okay, just a tad bit if you want. Okay, before you put your cord like so. Okay, then if it makes you sleep better, you can do that. Okay, I'm just spiraling at this point, you know, putting it in the middle right there, making sure that the butt end is actually tied down so it's clean. I do a spiral like so. Okay, so that part, okay, is glued, and then we put more glue on the sides right there. Again, if you have an excess, it's fine. Okay, like that. So you have the sides. I don't worry too much about the top this point. If there's excess, as I always mention, just put tissue, and the tissue will absorb all the excess. Okay, now at this point in time, we can actually put in our skirt here, or our skirt or our hair material, and I'm gonna do this longer. Okay, longer, because I'm gonna show you guys how I trim it later. Okay, so what I do is I put it to my side here, and then I will just wrap, okay, a few wraps, and then I'll center it, okay, just so it's centered, and then I'll go ahead and wrap this down up until the very end like so, and then we can continue to cinch it down. Now, as with the other one, I gave myself some space there so that when I cut this, I have a very even taper at the end, and it'll be a very clean head. Okie dokie, so we wrap the head so that it's clean. Got glue on my fingers. Okay, and then we basically wrap and fill the gaps like so. we will still glue this. Obviously, if you want to do a good job, you can actually slow down and be a bit more precise. I have to say that we're actually doing this really tight. I'm just our bobbin holder actually has drag, so just a reminder that it might look as if we're just winding, but that is wound on really tight, if you can see there. Okay, fill the gaps, and then ensure that you have a very clean head. That's just me, but if you want, I mean, you know, it's up to you on how you want your head. But I want my heads clean. Okay, there we go. That's it. Then you lock this up. So we have glue in every step, but after everything, we're still gonna glue this. All right. So I'm kind of not gonna show that. But okay, just so we have even back or even butts here, I will pull that and then cut it. Bang, just like that. Okay, see right there. Alrighty, so on to the explanation of why this thing's unique or good or whatever. Okay, so let's I'm gonna glue this again. I have a ton of assist hooks here on a container, in a container, and what I do after a while, I take about an hour and I take my rotary vise, put it on here, and then I just glue, hang it, one batch. Okay, usually one tube of super glue. I would use up one tube of super glue, and all I do is just glue all of the assist hooks. That way it's just one go, instead of because it takes really long, and believe it or not, I know I show this online, and that I'm gluing and stuff like that, but you know, the final gluing part, so that it looks really nice and shiny and it's protected, that takes a long time, and that takes like you know, a rotary vise if you want to do a good job. And then I still prefer to actually hang it in a place where there's no air movement, and it naturally just kind of just dries up clear. That's it. All right, so we're speeding through we're speeding through things here. Take this and then we'll install it. Okay, and then after that we'll explain exactly what happened here. Okay, I'm gonna race against time, so after this there's supposed to be some other videos that I'm gonna do, but what I will do is actually just finish this up, and then I will upload, or I'll process it and then upload, because you know, stuff like this is like 24 minutes. By the time we're done, it's close to 30, and it'll take 100 minutes for it to process. It's a Google thing, you know. Anyway, so we have that, and hopefully I didn't screw up, so we'll see. So that, okay, and then boom, right there, and guess what, that actually won't tangle. Okay, that's just right. So this, okay, why the swivel? See, the thing is, as you can see, the eye is different, and what happens if you have that eye is that when you're putting hooks on, it's gonna force your hooks in a kind of a different position than what you want. And for me, I found that I really like my hooks, especially if they're singles, to stand up like that. Okay, and if you actually don't do this, what happens is that your hooks will hang here on the side, and that's no bueno. So This, having the hair on this side of the hook, actually uses this as a parachute and turns the hook so that it's point up, okay, because of the drag that it creates. So it flips the hook over. So irregardless of it going down, going up, going sideways, or whatever, the hooks are always going to be point up. And the swivel is going to help it always get in position. These are very high quality NT swivels. And the ones that you get from the States actually are actually kind of rough. Let me give you an example. Like a Roscoe isn't shiny enough, okay? A Roscoe isn't shiny enough, and what happens, it's like this. What happens, it's not even that. It's like a matte black, because this is also an NT swivel. Anyway, so what happens with the swivel is that it's kind of rough, and it's not super slick, I would say. So it doesn't turn as freely as you want it. But these, because of the finishing that they have, they actually turn quite smooth. So what happens is that it contributes to this always being in position. But the problem is when salt builds up inside, it's not going to turn as good. So this, unfortunately, is kind of disposable. But that's fine for me. You know, I make these. It's easy, you know, relatively easy, and it's fun for me. So I rig it like that. I've been rigging jigs like these and not showing it to people for a long time, and it actually works. The first time I've rigged something like this was actually 2008, or before that, even before that, for fast jigs. And the coral trout that I have that I posted in the community tab, or the community section of the channel, actually shows a fish that I caught with a metallic sardine, and it was rigged like this. Alrighty, so yeah, been doing it for a while. It works really well, and with the addition of the hair that flips it in position, it just works so well, especially for jigs of this type. By the way, you could rig a Kensaki like this and it works wonders. And basically this is my Kensaki rig, the final one that I've actually kind of settled on. So there we go. Alrighty, so if you have questions, go ahead and post them in the comment section, and I always answer. I always answer, yeah, I always reply. No matter how sometimes it gets ugly. Anyway, that's it. If you want to learn more and you haven't yet, click on the subscribe button. If you want your friends to learn with you, share. And if you've learned something in this video, give it a thumbs up. Alrighty? Now, let's give it a pose for thumbnail. Right? There we go. Closer. Alrighty, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Class dismissed.